Hey guys, how are you? This is Kaylania and thank you for stopping by my channel. Apparently it seems like I'm uploading videos once a week, but that's not always intentional. I just have a lot of things going on. And before I start my video and what I wanted to talk with you guys about today, I wanted to give a shout out. Early this week, I met a young gentleman in the parking lot of a Publix, and he is actually one of my viewers and subscribers. And I want to give a shout out to Jonathan. I think his name is John or Jonathan. And how that happened was I was actually leaving a Publix and headed towards my car, and he was like, "Excuse me, do you do YouTube videos?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And then he was like, "Oh my gosh, I love your channel." And so we kind of talked, and so yeah, that's kind of how that happened. And so, but he was so sweet. He was such a sweet guy. And so once again, I want to give a shout out to Jonathan, or John. I think he said he just moved down here to the Orlando area or to Florida. I can't really remember. But yeah, he is on the Instacart platform. And so that's kind of what he's doing full time. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for your encouragement. You are very sweet. And I hope to meet you again sometime soon. So yeah, I know that typically when I do vlogs or videos that I upload pretty frequently. And a lot of that depends on my season and where I'm at in my life personally. However, I just kind of like wanted to at least let you guys know what's been going on and without letting you know what's going on. So it's kind of like God is doing some interesting things in my life, and he's taking me into a place where I'm actually getting more of a revelation of some things and recognizing what I'm called to do more right now. Kind of ties into what I'm talking about in this video, because I know sometimes when people are so used to being around you or your presence or who you are, they want to see more of that consistency. And I try my best to be a person of consistency, at least to the best of my ability. But over the past several months, for me personally, I just realized that I have been, I guess you could say, missing out on some things and not really doing a lot for myself, but taking care of other people and not really doing what I really want to do. I wanted to share this with you guys to encourage you, because, you know, sometimes we feel like when we have certain responsibilities, we give it our all. For instance, if you have children, grandchildren, you have certain responsibilities that you have to take care of, or you feel like you have to take care of. And that's okay, like things that you know you have to do. There will be times in your life when you don't take care of yourself. It's going to be like a domino effect, and everything around you is going to be affected. I'm still moving forward. And it wasn't until recently I was at my uncle's house, and long story short, we were just talking about life and me going through particular situations. And he was just saying, "Kay, have you ever thought about the fact that you never do anything for yourself?" He was like, "Kay needs to take care of Kay." And all this time I thought because I was doing what was right, at least what I thought was right for other people, and, you know, helping people and taking care of even my own responsibilities, like my kids, you know, stuff like that. I thought, okay, I'm doing the right thing. And, you know, he's old school, you know, he's retired military, you know, he's a veteran. And so he's very strict about his logic and thinking. And so like, but he was on point. He was right about a lot of the things that he was saying. But for me, I had to also look at not only advice from family, but also look at what God is saying. Well, he's not the first person to say that to me, because I would often get that asked even from friends, like, "Kay, like, when was the last time you did something for yourself? Like, when was the last time you did that? Or when was the last time you went out and had your nails done or your feet done or whatever?" I'm not really into like vanity like that. I mean, I take care of my own. Nothing wrong with getting your hair, your nails, and whatever done, but I'm just really like so down to earth. So that's really not my big thing. If anything, I would like to go out and just travel, or I like to go out to eat. I can't go into a lot of detail about the situation, but he was just telling me, you know, "Kay, you kind of wouldn't be here if you would just take care of Kay." And he was right. As much as I love vlogging, it's like I understand where my responsibilities are. Taking care of me also means making sure that I'm in the right place with God and making sure that I'm doing what he wants me to do. And I think that sometimes we do that in life, where we want to do something for people so much and we don't take care of ourselves. We make these big sacrifices for other people, and then we neglect ourselves. And this includes our children. And I know some people will be like, "Well, that's your kid, you're supposed to." There's times where We try to focus so much on our kids that we neglect our own needs. I'm not saying a want, but a need. We neglect our health, and we neglect our education and our spiritual life, or whatever it is, or even our financial well-being, because we are taking care of other people. It's okay to sacrifice yourself sometimes for your children, because it happens. But then there's times where you realize that in life you're taking care of everybody else, and then when something happens, who's going to take care of you? And sometimes people might be so used to taking you for granted. They're so used to you being around. They're so used to you saying yes, that I'm like a yes person sometimes, but being a yes person is very unhealthy. Nothing wrong with being nice and courteous and helpful, saying yes sometimes, but you will get burned out and you will get tired. With me partnering with certain businesses that want me to promote them, sometimes people want me to do stuff for free. And I don't do that anymore. Like, I'm not going to get on here and endorse people, and you have a company, and even if it's a startup, you have income coming in, but yet you can't pay someone a certain amount just to promote your company or your business or your brand. And even if it's like $50, you can't even do that. And so, just stuff like that, I had to say, you know what, no, or I just don't respond anymore. And that's part of recognizing your value is saying no. You'll know when you feel depleted is when you have given so much effort and put so much effort into people, into things, and you get nothing in return. Some things in life it is what you are called to do without having anything in return. That is fine. But when you are constantly doing it and you realize that you are in a certain place in life where you don't want to be or where you don't need to be, but it could have been prevented, then that's when you know that you are not taking care of you, and you're taking care of everybody else. And I promise you, no matter what age you are, you're going to get to a place where you're not going to be happy. And then other people are going to start to see that. And even your relationships can suffer from that, because you're still doing things for other people. You're still doing stuff what you think other people will want, and even trying to please people and get their approval. And I think one of the hardest things for people to overcome is being a people pleaser. Like, oh my gosh, and I know even as adults, and not just kids and teens, but even as adults, sometimes we can do that, like trying so hard to please our parents or grandparents, because we want that love, we want that approval, and we don't get it, and we're back to a place of depression. You should never put your heart and your soul into getting approval from someone, and then you're lacking your own self-confidence. You understand? And for me, I had to make sure that I recognized God as my father, God as my husband, God as my provider, God as my well-being, all of these things. When things start to happen and you start to see people's true colors, you will eventually take a step back and say, you know what? I should have just took care of me the whole entire time. And sometimes people aren't intentionally doing that. It's the fact that you are doing more for them than they are willing to do for you. Just make sure that you're taking time out for yourself. And even if you have to go take a trip or go take a, vacation, or even go back to school or start your business or something, start working on those things. Because I think sometimes we feel like, okay, I have kids, but I got to wait till they graduate from high school or college to do me. Not necessarily, because there are still some people on their grind while their kids are still in school, and they're still making it happen. And, we have to stop making excuses and saying, you know what, well, I have this responsibility, I have that responsibility, and we are not seeing the fruits of our labor at all. And the only type of fruit that we're bringing into our life is just stress. And stress you don't need. So I wanted to share with you guys just a little bit of my testimony, and also just some nuggets of advice about doing you and making sure that you're okay. Because you can take care of people all you want to. You can take care of everybody else's business and their goals and their dreams while you're suffering and while you're struggling. And to me, that is like a huge distraction. Doing other things for other people and you're not taking care of you. So with that being said, thank you for stopping by. I have more videos coming, guys. Keep me in your prayers. I'll keep you in mind. And I will talk with you guys soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.